Everybody, Derek here from Badgerland Birding. I wanted to talk about the big day that happened on October 8th, 2022. So for those of you that don't know, a big day in birding is when basically everyone around the world goes out and submits as many checklists to eBird, tries to find as many species as possible. You can do it, more competitively or just more casually, but it's encouraged for everyone around the world to submit these checklists and see how we're doing with our bird species and how many species everyone was able to find. So this happened on October 8th. And in the fall, you're probably not going to get as many species as you would maybe in the spring. It depends on how many checklists are submitted from certain locations and all that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the results for this because it was pretty cool. So on their page about the October 8th big day, it has how to participate. So you get an eBird account, you watch birds on October 8th, and then you enter what you see and hear into eBird. And you can also use their trip reports feature, which we've done a video on, to put all your checklists together and see how many species you saw throughout the day. And Ryan and I actually had a tour that we were doing this day with two really nice ladies, and we saw a lot of cool species like harlequin ducks and Lapland longspurs, so we were able to participate in the big day. But at the end, they compiled all the data. So if we go to the October big day page, apparently you could follow along throughout the day with all the sightings from over 190 countries here. We'll click on it. And so for the world, this is how the world did on overall for birding. They saw over 7,000 species, which is insane. That's such a high number of species. To put that into perspective, the world big year record is 6,852 species. And they think there's over 10,000 species of bird throughout the world, but with all the splitting and lumping and all that, like some people think we could get really split and there could be like well over that amount of species, but that's kind of what we're thinking, like, over 10,000. So over 7,000 is pretty solid. And you can see that it's split up into hemispheres. You can look at the Western Hemisphere, North America, all these different regions split into. And the species leader is Colombia, 1,195. Checklist leaders were the United States with 33,035 checklists, so a lot of participation in the US. But we can also look at the particular countries. So if we look at, like, we'll set view all for species leaders, then you can see how many species we're seeing versus how many checklists. So we saw 680. The ABA big year record, I believe, is around 840 species. So 680 for this time of year is pretty good for the US, but just a dominating amount of checklists from us. But some of these other countries where there's high diversity but not a lot of checklists, like think if there were 33,035 checklists submitted from that country, what other species they might have been able to add. So it's really cool to just take a look at all the data that was collected. And thanks to everybody who participated. If you didn't participate, there will be more coming up in the future. Normally they do one in the spring, and then it seems like they're doing some in the fall now too. So just keep an eye out with the Cornell lab with when they're doing the big days. Really fun event to participate in. 33,371 people participated in this one with over 75,000 checklists. So really cool to look at the data and some of the pictures that people submitted to. So hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments if you participated in the big day, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.